what human sadistic features we possess. Genghis Khan, that is still an element in the human personality that can arise. There's still cannibalism. We have come a long way in terms of our values as Americans, as our values of members of civilization. There's a lot of good things about society. We're just doing a terrible job of convincing people of that. A terrible job. Hook hand enables you to absorb more force from this hand, which enables you to rest in this position better. What do you do on these other fingers? You just kind of curl them. And your hand does what your thumb does with your really long fingers. Everything has some of the weight. Do you see how my body kind of rotates to these points, these angles of parallel relationships? See, it ends in parallel, it ends on a meridian, or it begins. The meridians are where we rest. The meridians are where we really want to exert stress and intensity. Why? Because they're based on the meridians are based on the natural human design for the development of its musculature, for the developments of its arterial and vascular systems. They are like roller coaster tracks that are trying to be as smooth and dynamic as possible. Make your body like a whole bunch of roller coaster tracks. And every joint, every part of you that can send out energy down, up, or in 360 degrees, whatever its range of motion is. Let that be a principle upon which you build your life. What's more essential to the human animal than animal movements? All of these other aspects of civilization, all these other aspects of culture and society, all of these institutions have been built upon our animal capacity for surviving. And in order to survive, we had to be in perfect relationship with the natural world. We had to become the natural world. We are the natural world. We're a part of it. And we have a responsibility to protect it and to perpetuate it. But we're ruining it right now. The creation of the energy to take this message and translate it into zeros and ones, and then translate that into images and sounds that you can experience across the world. Anyone can access these videos from anywhere in the world. From anywhere in the world. What we're doing is we're taking the best from religion. We're taking the best of monastic life. We're taking the best of nunnery. We're taking the best of the military in forming lines with curves in activating like Pentecostals who speak in tongues, who feel the Holy Ghost. We're taking the best from Buddhism. We're taking the best from Hinduism, the best from yoga, the best from Tai Chi, and the best from this furniture system that starts at ground zero and is based on perfecting the movements that we use to find alignment and then maintain alignment in everything that we do. Oh, ha, and varying the way that we breathe while we're doing it. Varying and changing the way that we move. Varying the way in which we're relating to the force of gravity. It works on all matter. All matter. It works on the leaves of trees. It works on the bark on their trunks. It works on our socks, our hats, our kidneys. Everything that we want to erect, everything that we want to be as long as it can be, to be as perfect in its relationship to gravity as possible. Oh, which means for it to be as well engineered and as designed to support the force of gravity at these heights and these ways with this level of mass. And that comes down to the atomic theory. How do you make steel that's that strong? How much steel do you need? How much force? How much weight? And that comes from precision of measurement. That comes from determining a number in a metric that we can relate and is consistent. Just like we're trying to stabilize our body, to do more with it, to train it to do more. So too, our society has been doing that with systems of measurement. There's standards that are recognized and applied across society, across the world, across, all nationalities, because they can be measured everywhere to be the same. How much does my arm weigh? We don't have bodysuits that can add 2 pounds, 3 pounds to our entire arm. Like layers of clothes. Maybe that's one thing. That's another reason to layer up. Because you add that force throughout your body. You add that additional weight to the continuum of the extremity when you're doing that activity. or that exercise. Imagine doing the rope exercise in a pea coat or a hoodie or a pea coat, a long sleeve shirt, a hoodie and a pea coat, and whatever overcoat, but put a cape on or something. Drape a sheet, drape a blanket, fold a blanket up, drape that over different parts of your body. Drape that over your arms, drape that over your head. Activate all of those muscles in the throat, in the skull, by giving them more weight that's going backwards and forwards and all around. I'm going to go to the gym with all of these. Go to the gym with like your coat and layer up to go to the gym. That would reduce the cost to heat up that gym. If everyone worked out in full body armor, full body wear, that would reduce the amount of energy needed to heat the gym. We heat ourselves. Just like, hey, we can feed ourselves some. And in a gym, you're building body heat. I think we ought to get harnesses for people. And we ought to get special shoes. We ought to get horseshoes for ourselves. And start plowing up. And start farming our yards. If you aren't using it, cover it. Grow something that keeps, that doesn't require mowing, does not need to be, except for once. I was thinking about speak no evil, and I was trying to take a micro break. We're talking about grasses and farming the yard, yes, and gyms. I think that we could be allocating that muscle power if every squat was the result of a row being split, being drug by not just football players, not just athletes, but do you see that? How as I came up, my big toe was activated, and just lightly. It looks like a ballet move, or it looks like some type of, martial arts move. And that's the beauty of ballet. That's the innate beauty of martial arts. The way that it harmonizes the body along these meridians. It's very simple. Anyone can do this because we all have bodies that are based on a DNA design. Period. And you see now I've got my knees up. And I have a little bit of force. The force of the desk throne, the force of the chair throne, becomes something else to align with. Something else to add to the force of gravity. To position my fingers underneath so that they line up with a specific spot on my knee. Just like they can align with these bones. Recognize your synergistic potential. And imagine though there being these invisible meridians that you can arrive at and depart from, you can depart from points along those meridians that correspond and can be synchronized and found at opposing sectors of the body. Every point has an opposite.